Today I'm going to talk briefly about the top end of your golf bag, something that gets neglected probably by more people than really should do. And in particular, I want to talk about whether or not you should have a hybrid, have a crossover iron, or use your long iron. Now, a lot of it, when it comes down to the crunch of it, depends on how you're going to launch the ball, what speed you're swinging at. So we've done this little test where I've hit all three at my normal speed. Then I've hit all three at a slower speed. And if we have a little look at some of the data that we've got from those shots there. So starting off looking at the hybrid. This hybrid, very, very easy to hit. Looking at the key numbers though, the big key numbers that we want to look at is vertical launch. How does that launch there? Averaging coming in at 16.6 degrees. So it's launching nice, and remember the weight is pulled further back and it's lower in the head, so it's designed to help me launch it. And even at speed, it's not ridiculously high when you think it's a 19-degree hybrid. Now, from that point of view there, I would look at the angle of descent being at 44 degrees. So when you're thinking there, I've hit this ball through the air 202 yards, coming down on an angle of almost 45 degrees. That's got quite a bit of stopping power. It's got 3,700 revs of spin on average. So that's going to help me at the other end. So if we go there and say, right, okay, well, what does that do versus 3-iron? We look at the 3-iron, I would say, looking at the 3-iron there, the difference in carry is 6 yards. But more importantly, if we ignore all that, the club head speed is very similar, the ball speed is very similar. The 3-iron actually provided a fraction more spin at 3,798. So the angle of descent coming through a little bit lower at 43. Now I hit the ball quite high in generally, but it'd be interesting when we look at how I've hit the shots when the speed has dropped, how much that affects going through. From there, looking into the crossover, and the crossover is probably the one that surprised me the most. It was the one that I thought, you know, absolutely fantastic and easy to hit. Spinning a little bit high at 4,000, club head speed still at 95, carrying at 206. But then when we look at that launch, not really different than the hybrid at 16.3 degrees. So for me, it's a personal choice of what I like the look of and what I would prefer. But the important bit is for you guys, and when it comes to average swing speed, because not everybody swings it at an iron or a hybrid at plus 90 miles an hour. The majority of guys out there, you're going to be swinging it at mid-70s and maybe at the top end going into the low 80s. So average swing speed at 77 miles an hour. Difference in the carry distance down to 141 yards. Now, the spin is a little bit lower, and because it's being hit with less speed, but vertical launch 3 degrees lower, but still okay at 13 degrees. When we look at the different bit at the other end of the shot itself, the angle of descent 33 degrees. Now, when you're not swinging it very, very fast, it's got a long club, 33 degrees is going to give you a lot of control. So it's definitely something when your swing speed is in there to have a little look at. If I then compare that to how the 3-iron played at that speed, you know, we're looking there 75.5 miles an hour. We're looking at an average carry distance of 112 yards. 112 yards. Most of you swinging at that speed will be able to hit your 9-iron further than that. So the big question is, if you've got a 3-iron, even if you've got a 4-iron, why would you really want to have them in your bag? You know, and when we're looking at the crossover coming out 74 miles an hour, so a little bit lower than the 3-iron speed itself, that ball, that carry distance goes up to 130. So that slight advantage of a fractionally wider sole, a little bit lower and further away from the face centre of gravity, fractionally lighter shaft as well, massively, massively helping. Spin at 4,500, again helping. Launch identical to the hybrid. So you launch between the hybrid and the crossover at both speeds, almost identical. And then angle of descent when it's coming in at the other end, 31.4 degrees. So if we looked at it on a whole, what would we say? For most of you guys out there watching, get your 3-iron, throw it away. If you've not got the speed to launch it and get the best out of it so that your angle of descent is good and your carry distance is good, don't even entertain it. The best thing that you can do is go and try a crossover if you like the iron style over the hybrid, and maybe that will work for you. Try a few different ones because they'll all do a little bit differently when you get out and hit them, or go with the hybrid. Guys, it's something that you definitely need to get out and try and see the difference in the flights for yourself, but unless you've got any real speed to launch the longer irons of a normal 3 and 4 iron, I wouldn't even waste my time having a look. Guys, as always, thanks for watching. Make sure you check out the rest of the videos on the Golf Monthly website because everything's designed to help you play better golf. We look forward to seeing you next time.